I've been so excited to talk to you. I'm so fascinated by what you do. We're going to show a sketch that you drew. The trial seemed quite hectic. You were the eyes for all of us around the world. How would you explain the experience of being in that courtroom during such a historic trial?
It was a really crazy moment when the verdict actually came down. We were in stun. We'd all been told we were going to get to go home. And so I was just on the verge of, wrapping up my no verdict drawing. And all of a sudden I had to start all over again. And I think it only lasted less than 10 minutes. It was unbelievable pressure. I had to go out and finish my drawing in the hall because then they threw us out afterwards. We were in stun, everybody. And Mr. Trump himself looked a little bit in stun too. As he passed me, his arms were flailing a little bit, like he could not believe this had happened.
Christine, I'm curious, how long did it take you to draw that picture we're looking at right now?
Generally speaking, I give myself an hour to do a full-fledged drawing like this.
Incredible. Okay, so there's another sketch of Trump sitting while his lawyer speaks. What goes through your mind when you're seeing these moments? That picture, that sketch right there.
Well, this was actually during jury selection, and that's Todd Blanche, who is questioning potential jurors. So, every drawing really just represents a particular process that is, part of the story that night, and it's meant to illustrate it.
Is there
I
ever
was in, hmm,
Go on, please.
I was in the way back of the room. They were only allowing one artist at a time during jury selection, and there was that lovely female marshal standing right next to me, and so she obviously was going to get featured.
Christine, is there ever a fear when you're sketching someone, President Trump, for instance, that they might not like your representation of them?
My experience in the past, mostly people like my work. Once in a while, they'll make a little critique. Like Leona Helmsley said, is my hair really that messy? And I thought, whoops, I can fix that. Um, you know, Once someone said, my husband's way more handsome than that. And I thought, she's right. So sometimes it's nice to have the input of your client.
And it's interesting that you do take those notes. So knowing there were no cameras in the courtroom, is there a certain pressure placed on courtroom artists, knowing, again, that what you're drawing are the only images that the rest of the world are seeing?
I don't worry about it from the camera point of view. I mean, I'm envious as heck when they get to run in and just go snap because they're done. And me, I've just begun and I've got to, really work my tail off for the next hour. Seeing in that courtroom was a little difficult. I mean, that's really putting it mildly because of all of the police presence. They just packed the place with Secret Service and marshals, and it was pretty much impossible to see Mr. Trump almost all the time. I would memorize him as he walked past me. I burned that image into my brain so deeply that I'd wake up in the middle of the night and Trump would walk by my bed, and I'd
Yeesh.
go, "No way, Mr. Trump!"
Wake
Enough.
up. Wake up,
Yes.
Christine. All right, so let's talk about another high-profile figure, of course, Sean Diddy Combs. He's been facing some serious accusations lately. You were present while he was in court years ago. He
Yeah.
might be in court again in a few weeks. What was that like? We're looking at that sketch right now of Sean Diddy Combs.
He has God's child tattooed on his neck.
That's right.
Yeah, that's just something that I managed to, remember forever.
Mm.
That was a strange case because the young man sitting directly behind his head, uh, higher up, is the one who actually took the rap for that. What it was, a gun going off inside of a nightclub.
Yes, I remember that case clearly. And we've mentioned you've worked on so many infamous cases, mob boss John Gotti, Bernie Madoff, Bill Cosby. What's it like having a front row to history? Again, you said some of those moments are just ingrained in your head.
It's always fresh. It's always new. The people are new characters, and their fatal flaws. You are there to absorb them, and do it in the most compassionate, merciful way, because human beings do make mistakes. That's really, I guess, my stock and trade is the fallibility of human beings.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.